Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be sharing an interesting article about China, how China is taking the lead, in tech in the world. I still remember an advertisement on the CNN who was broadcasted by the CNN network, and this advertisement says, if you want to be the leader in the world, you must be the leader in China. But now we can turn around this advertisement and we can say that, China is taking the lead in the world in so many tech. And this is the article I want to share with you. DeepSeek, TikTok, Temu, how China is taking the lead in tech. The rise of Chinese AI chatbot DeepSeek has taken the world by storm. But it's part of a wider trend. Chinese applications are rising up the chart around the world. TikTok, CapCut, Shein, Temu, just to name a few of them. And it's not just on our phones. China is becoming dominant in many other areas of tech. Look at cars. It's overtaken the previous epicenters of motoring, selling more than any other country thanks to its electric car makers like BYD. A lot of the success comes from China being the world's biggest battery maker now too. And solar panels. China is responsible for an estimate of 80-95% of the global supply chain. By 2028, it's predicted that 60% of the world's renewable energy will be generated in China. In drones too, China rules the sky. Next time you hear that buzzing above your head, there is 70% chance it's a DJI drone made in the city of Shenzhen. 3 of the world's top 10 drone makers are Chinese. In the futuristic world of quantum computers, Chinese scientists publish more quantum-related research papers annually than any other country. Made in China 2025. And there are even ahead of the general leaders, the United States, in some areas of quantum computing development. And it's the same picture in AI. Chinese AI firms now issue more patents than any other country. And the rise of DeepSeek shows it's capable of challenging the dominant United States giant with the product too. So, how has China done all this? Well, it's all part of a long-term plan. In 2015, the Chinese government set out an ambitious project called Made in China 2025. It wanted to move away from being the world's factory for low-cost goods to global tech leader responsible for its own supply chain of cutting-edge tech. Made in China 2025, in my opinion, was largely very successful. So, in many industries, China is catching up with the leading edge. And in some industry, China is even leading. EV cars, 5G, batteries, solar energies. Now, even in the AI, Gen AI, China has become one of the players across the larger technology. The plan set out more than 250 mini goals, and according to analysis from South China Morning Post, 86% of them have been ticked off. Some targets like electric vehicle and renewable energy production have far exceeded the targets. South China Morning Post is sometimes accused of being pro-China, but Made in China 2025 has been hailed a success by many other analysts too. So, how has China done it? What China has been moderately successful and some would say incredible successful at doing is using its sort of a state-based capitalism system whereby the government really sets a research agenda, sets a funding agenda, bringing foreign researchers and enticing them to stay in China, or at least to give the innovation and ideas of the Chinese company, requiring businesses from outside of China often times to set up a joint venture with the Chinese ventures. There are all sorts of tools that China has used to help achieve these ambitions. According to the United States Congress research, the Chinese government planned to raise or spend United States dollars 1.3 trillions, 1.5 trillions on grant for research, development, or buying foreign companies. According to the report, more than United States dollars 627 billion had been spent by 2020. Research centers sprang up in city hubs centered around various technologies. Also, the United States and its ally have accused China of shortcutting some of its tech innovation by stealing intellectual property through hacking. For example, United States aircraft makers. China has always denied these. Sanctions. Made in China 2025 got so successful that after just a few years the government stopped using the term as it was antagonizing rivals, but it was too late. Over the years, the West have imposed restrictions and sanctions on China regarding sensitive technologies. This huge external threat has wakened up the Chinese and kind of forced them to pursue a self-sufficient strategy in this advanced technology. There is an old saying in China, life always finds its own way out. Huawei is a great example for this. In around 2019, it was top of the world in 5G equipment. It had a huge market share in mobile phones too. All of that took a major hit, though when the United States led widespread sanctions against the company, citing national security concern around spying. Huawei market share shrank and it couldn't get the microchip it needed to keep innovating, but it pivoted into microchip manufacturing and is now a major player in that too. In 2023, it released a phone with a microchip far beyond what the rest of the world thought was possible for the company or the country. A similar situation happened with the viral new chatbot DeepSeek. The firm says it couldn't get the most powerful chips to train its models, so it says it made do with older one and innovated new technique. They built the impressive boat, so far less money with far less kit. Reaction. The United States, for the United States, it came as a shock. DeepSeek AI from Chinese company should be a wake-up call for our industry that we need to be laser focused and competing to win. TikTok too has taken the West by surprise. It's the first non-United States social network to succeed in the last 10 years. Its enormous success is under the spotlight, though, and under threat from potential intervention by the United States on national security grounds. But Shein and Temu are proving worthy challenger in an e-commerce now too, thanks to combining Chinese cheap good with innovative app technology. But China hasn't succeeded in all its 2025 goals. It's still years behind other countries in chip making, with the progress set to get even worse thanks to more sanctions and controls. Plus, the United States government and private firms are throwing hundreds of billions of dollars into staying ahead in chip tech. This increased research and development funding is going to ensure the United States leads the world in the industry of the future. And in January, the United States celebrated a commitment from tech giant to invest a potential United States 500 billion into infrastructure for AI. And it's all taking place right here in the United States of America. Other industrialized countries like Germany and Japan have also launched counterplans too. But there is no doubt a new high-tech leader has emerged with big ambition, deep pockets, and plenty of passion. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.